Thank you very much, Chairman Rowe and Ranking Member Andrews, members of the committee. It's a great pleasure to come here and testify before you today. I want to say four very brief things in my testimony, all of which I talk about in much greater length in the written testimony. And as you know, academics tend to be fairly long-winded, so I'll start off by telling you what I'm going to say and then try and say it. First and most important, I want to say the current OLMS is actually doing a very good job when it comes to enforcement of the LMRDA, that it's enforcing the law and enforcing the law robustly, that its record is as Ranking Member Andrews said, very, very good in this area. Second, the revisions introduced by the Bush Department of Labour, which I talk about at length in the written testimony, actually do not achieve their objectives. They do not and would not uncover cases of union corruption, and they do not provide greater accountability to ordinary union members and provide them with valuable information in a usable form. Third, to the extent that anyone has benefited from these revisions, it's actually been sort of self-styled union watchdog groups that are opposed to unions in collective bargaining, and to private so-called union avoidance consultants that charge employers large amounts of money for the information that's taken selectively from these very detailed LM2 forms. And finally, the regulations themselves have imposed a significant burden on unions, and the people who have paid for this burden have been the ordinary union members whose dues money have had to pay for the new accounting systems, for the new staff, for the outside expertise that has been needed to comply with these rules, and that this has actually taken away from the core functions of the union and providing effective representation. So as I said, the most important point that I want to emphasize is that the current Office of Labour Management Standards has an excellent record in this area. John Lund, the director of OLMS, is someone I've known in a professional capacity for a number of years. When I was a professor at London School of Economics, I knew Professor Lund, who was then at the University of Wisconsin. He's an internationally recognized expert in the area of union transparency and accountability. He has tremendous experience in this area, has spent most of his professional working life working with local and national union officers, teaching them how to improve their financial accountability and transparency. And he's brought that expertise with him to LMS, as one would expect, that he's brought a degree of professionalism and balance to the rules on union accounting and union financial transparency to the office that ought to be welcomed. And we can see this in his written publications too, that he repeatedly states that strong enforcement is desirable, strong enforcement is necessary. Of course, actions do speak louder than words, and when we look at the actions of the current OLMS in this area, it also reinforces the point that the enforcement of the law has been robust. And again,